Okay, so we'll go ahead and look at the first scenario. That shrinking feeling. What a time for Gloomhaven. First, a black tornado from the void nearly destroyed the city. Then there were reports of the very essence of corruption trying to end everything. But all's well that ends well. And at the center of both events, hail a mysterious Aesir who lives in a derelict tavern, the Crooked Bone. It is said she can turn anyone into a hero, exactly what you want to be. Sure, you don't have a lot of training, but put in front of the right adventure, you'd get the acclaim that is due to you. So with that bold purpose, you step across the threshold of the Crooked Bone and... No, that's not right. Everything is growing. Why is the doorway so large? Why are you so small? Is this some sort of Aesir enchantment? You've been shrunk. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a playthrough of the Gloomhaven buttons and bugs. Just wanted to show you how nicely everything packs away here, and there's a lot of content. Okay. Tokens, different boards, scenario cards, along with the reference card, and my health tracker. Okay, I'm gonna play as Bruiser. I played a pretty good game with him last time I played. Got some fancy gear there. You whirl around, taking in your familiar yet unfamiliar surroundings. Your attention settles on a scruffy character behind you, luckily on par with your diminutive stature. Nice and shiny, like it's never been used. Hand it all over and I'll let you live. Level 1 cards. Well, that simply won't do. Your gear is unused, but there's really only one solution for that. Alright, so this is a level 1 scenario. We'll flip this over. This is the little battle board right here. So this is where we're going to be fighting. You'll see the little white hexes with the numbers, the 1 and the 2. Those are going to be the enemies. And you have a couple of hazards here. These little 1 damage things. Anybody who steps in there takes a damage. And then we have the green spaces, which are impassable. So you can jump over them, but you cannot move through them. You have to move around. And we're going to be starting right down here. So we'll place that there, grab my bruiser cards. So I start out with these 4 level 1 cards back here. So Shield Bash, Spare Dagger, Warding Strength, and Leaping Cleave. So as you can see, these all also have the little ones right there. The level 2 cards. But for now, these are the level 1 cards we're starting out with. So this is the reference card, very handy, gives you all the different statuses on one side, and then the other side, it gives you all the icons and stuff. So the scenario says we're gonna need the bandit guards, and the goal is to defeat all the monsters. So here's the bandit guard right here. So we're starting with 12 health. You can see on his card here, level 1, 12 health. This is a pretty neat dial. It's got a 0 through 9 on one side, and then on the flip side, it's got 10 through 18. I thought that was pretty cool. On the card, we've got 2 enemies. We're going to have a green enemy and a blue enemy. So they get set right here. My guy starts right there. So they each start with 8 health for the bandits. So I put the green dial for this guy, and I put the blue dial for this guy. Okay, so we have to choose 2 cards. And traditional Gloomhaven fashion, you're choosing the top half of 1 card, bottom half of the other. So usually you'll play 1 card to move, and the other one to attack. Some of them will do other stuff, like this one here gives me a 2 shield for the turn, so it'll help me block incoming damage. And then this one will let me deal 2 damage, so I could have 2 attacks. So like for instance that, you know, the bottom of that one, top of that one. The big thing you want to watch out for is the initiative here. So between the 2 cards, you choose one of these 2 numbers to be your initiative, so your speed for the round. And then I roll the die, and then I see what the result is. So I got a minus, so it becomes minus for the turn. Their initiative is going to be 30, and that's going to be for all of these bandit guards present. So they all have the same initiative, they're all going to do the same thing. I got 15. So I'm going to go ahead and activate. Now I can choose to do either action first. I could do the attack first, which is at a range of 3. but I'm probably going to move first. So I can move up to 4 spaces. Or alternatively, I could switch and choose to do these two, but right now, I think these would be the better option. So we've got our hand here, and what we're going to do is we're going to do this pair right here. So I'm going to do the top action for the spare dagger, and I'm going to do the bottom action for the leaping cleave. Now I'm going to stack them like this so my initiative card will be on top. Okay, so I'll put them here. Now my initiative's 27. I'm going to go ahead and roll for them. And it's a circle. This determines what their initiative is for the round. Okay, so their initiative is going to be 50. Mine's 27, so mine will go first. On their turn, they're both going to be moving 1 space and attacking me for 2, if they can. They have to be adjacent, unless they have a ranged symbol. Like this one right here. This is a ranged symbol right here. So my attack will be ranged. That's a good thing. I can go ahead and now move 3 spaces. This bottom symbol down here means I can jump over terrain. Normally you wouldn't be able to move over terrain. You would have to go around, but with the jump ability, I can get over a lot faster. So I'll do 1, 2, 3. Go for this guy right here. So that's going to be 3 attack at a range of 3. I'm at least within 3 spaces. And then I'm going to roll for my modifier. So this little chart right here, basically going to determine if my attack's going to be augmented at all. So you'll see there's this top row here. Whatever I roll is going to modify my attack. So I roll. So I got a plus. So that's going to be +1 to my attack. So it's going to be 4 attack instead of just 3. So once you roll, you move tracker down, and then the next time you roll, these are the stats that you could possibly roll. So it's a really clever system that still keeps things random, but gives you these probabilities to look at. So you have a much better idea of what possibilities there are, instead of just drawing from a deck of 15 to 20 cards, sort of hoping, for the best. Okay, so that was 4 damage. They soak up 1, so that's going to be 3. So it takes them down to 5. That's the end of my turn. Now the monsters are going to go. They're each going to move 1 space, and they start numerically. So the green guy's going to go first, 1 space, and then blue guy's going to go 1 space. So now that everyone did all of their actions, so now we're going to go ahead and the cards that we played get discarded, but it happens in an interesting way. So the cards are actually double-sided. So what happens is those cards are discarded as A cards and come back to our hand as B cards. And all the cards are like this. You can always see what your options are, what the cards are going to be coming up as next from A to B. So you can kind of plan around that too. So there's a lot of thought that goes into these 4 little cards right here. Okay, so once these come back to the hand, that's the end of the round. Then we go to the next round, and I again will be selecting cards, rolling for the enemy, and just seeing what happens. Now I've got some very strong cards, but if you see here, this 6 attack will become lost if I use it. So if I use this card, it's going to be in this lost section right here, and I won't be able to get it back. Usually if you discard a B card, instead of like an A card flipping going back to your hand, they get put into the discard here, and you can only get them back when you rest. And at that point, you'll lose one of these cards permanently. And if you can't play 2 cards, that's game over. You ran out of stamina basically. Or if you lose all your life, then also game over. I want to try to move to at least get close to one of them. This guy's pretty low in health, but maybe I should come around and work on this guy. So I do have a 4 move here. So I could do 4 move, roll, they get a minus. Okay, so I'm gonna roll for my modifier, and it's a 0. Okay, so it's 3, so that's gonna be 2, because of shields. They actually have 2 shield this round, so it's actually going to be just 1. Okay, and then I get to push them twice. 2. So that pushes them into the trap. As far as I know, shields don't negate the hazard damage. And then I get to strengthen myself. So the strengthen will give me advantage, which means I get to roll the modifier die twice and choose one of the results. Which is very good for this one because it's going to be a miss right here on the left side if I get a minus. Okay, so then they're going to do their stuff. They're each going to move twice and then attack for 1. Okay, so it's going to be a minus, so it's -1, 0. That's going to move twice towards me, but he can't get in range. These are coming back to my hand as bees. So I'm going to do these 2. I will use the initiative 35 and we'll roll for the enemy. They got an initiative of 50 this round. So the shield is just in effect. I can discard this whenever, it can stay on as long as I want, but again, I only have 4 cards, and the more I lose, the harder it is to do stuff. Okay, so I'll attack for 4, roll the die, and I have an advantage, remember, because of my strength. Ooh, plus. And a plus. Okay, I guess I'll take the plus. 5 damage, soaking 1, that's dead. This goes down to the next level. Discarded now. Bandit's now going to act. 1 space towards me and then swing for 2. And it's +0, so it's just 2. Oh, I forgot I have the shield, so it's only down by 1. So I'll go for these 2. So I'm going to do 6 attack. We'll roll for the enemy, see what their initiative is. And they got plus. So they're at 70 and I'm at 18. I got a plus. So that's going to be 7 damage, -1 is 6. So they're down to 2. I have 2 healing, so I only can use 1 of that. And they're going to swing for 2. 0. 2 more -1, so it's 1. And then these both get discarded. And I'm going to discard this as well, and I'm going to do a short rest. So with the short rest, I just take all the cards from the discard, flip it back to A, and then just randomly remove 1. And if I want, I can choose to take a damage to randomly lose a different one. Yeah, I'm going to use that, so I'll take a damage. 1 damage, get rid of a different one. Bam. Okay. Range 1, kind of sad, but it's okay. Yeah, I'm just going to use these 2. I want the initiative 15, and then I'm going to use the top of the warding strength, bottom of the shield bash. So let's roll for their initiative. Minus. They're going at 30, I'm at 15, so I'm first. Swing for 3, +0, so it's just 3. And then it's push as well. So that 3, even that 3, well, that 3 blocked 2, so that's only 1. But then I'm going to push him twice, and he takes another damage and dies. And there we go. That is the first scenario for Gloomhaven Bugs and Buttons. And what an interesting system this is. It's honestly, like, I've heard a lot of talk about how the components are a little on the weak side, and the card quality is definitely the most noticeable thing. But overall, it's still a very nice package. These double-layered boards are really nice, the way the cards just slot into them. This is pretty good. I do see it would be nice to have some extended maps, and maybe in an expansion, like a tiny Forgotten Circles or something, they can include some more maps. Imagine like a tiny little flip book, like Jaws of the Lion. I think this is a very cool system, very flexible. It's definitely a lot more, I think, that can be seen in this space. I like that I know kind of what range there could possibly be, so I can still plan around that. If I really want to go first, I have these really low cards, but maybe I do want to try to go last. So, cool system. I really like this one, and I'm really looking forward to playing more of this and trying all the characters and trying all the different upgrades. This is very, very cool. Absolutely worth the money that I paid for it. And even at retail, I think I saw this going for just $20. Good price. And yeah, this is awesome. This is so cool. So definitely recommended. Definitely. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Take care.